Here we are, NotebookLM, one of my very favorite LLM platforms, and I want to show you an update that you may have missed if you haven't been following. Plus, they didn't really hype it up too much, but I think it's important to point out. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a new notebook, and I'll choose a PDF that I just downloaded. And, you know, one of the reasons that it's the first thing that you have to do when you start a notebook is because NotebookLM only works with the resources that you give it. And this is a very important distinguishing factor between NotebookLM and the other LLMs, because even if you use a project folder in Claude or a project in ChatGPT, it will sometimes, even if you give it the resources, it will still sometimes pull from its what it's been trained on and also from the internet. NotebookLM will not do that. So that's a really important feature. All right. So as you know, over here, or you know or you don't know, you add your sources over here on the left by clicking add, and you can add so many different resources: PDFs, markdowns, MP3s, TXTs, links to any website or YouTube. You can copy and paste text, or you could give it access to your Google Drive, or you could click over here on Discover Sources and pull in sources from the internet. But in this middle section, this is where we chat with the sources. Okay, this is the chat window. And in the past, the feedback, or I should say the output that you would get from this conversation, tended to be really dry, a lot of times really, really wordy. Now you could go over here, click on this little settings button in the top right, and you can choose what you want the conversational style to be. Do you want it to be custom? If so, then notice the examples it gives. Respond at a PhD student level. Pretend to be a role-playing game host. So you could just experiment with this until you get the tone that you like, the conversational style that you like. And then it says let me read the descriptions. Under default, best for general purpose research and brainstorming ideas. Learning guide is best for educational content. And then custom is custom. What I also like is that you could choose the default length. You could choose for it to be longer, or you could choose for it to be shorter. I'm going to choose shorter. And for custom, I'm going to say use the least amount of words necessary to get the point across. Be casual and friendly. And I don't really even know what's in this document, but let's test it out. I just said, what's the gist of this document? Hey, okay, automatically it's casual. Hey, exclamation point. That is definitely not how NotebookLM used to sound. The gist is a structural overview of a business aiming for $800,000 in high margin recurring income using revenue streams like blah, blah, blah. The biggest headache is context switching. Yeah, looks good. All right. And a few other things I can show you while we're here. The audio overview allows you to create an audio overview of whatever sources that you put here, but you can specify not only what you want them to focus on down here in this text box, but also what you want, how you want the conversation to play out. So you can have it be a deep dive, a brief, a critique, which would be like an expert review of your sources, or a debate. And I love, love, love the debate feature, because this gives you an opportunity to throw an idea in here and, with your resources, and ask the host to debate back and forth, the pros and cons of any particular idea, and then to finally land on one solution and then give you like a reason why they are picking that solution. And again, you could choose default length, shorter or longer. Then this video overview also now gives you the ability to, let me click the pen, gives you the ability to ask them to have a conversation about a specific thing in the resources, and then it creates for you a video and like an explainer video. And by the way, these explainer videos are really, really good. So I'm not going to show you a sample now. I'm going to end this video here, but go over to NotebookLM and play around with these features. I think you're going to be impressed.